Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. Yesterday, was rather interesting news came out. Looking through all social media feeds, and came out that said that Gerard Gallant is being interviewed by the New Jersey Devils. And a lot of Devils fans really like that. So let's talk about that. That's what I want to discuss in today's video. Pierre LeBrun said interim GM Tom Fitzgerald interviewed Gerard Gallant virtually and a few other candidates, but Alain Nasreddine remains a legit candidate for the job. Then later that night, I saw on social media that they were questioning and talking to Nasreddine as well, and he basically said that he's done what he could do, he's shown what he could do, and hopefully he sticks around as the head coach. The team played well for him, they respect him, he handles the media well, and he's had a pretty good record as far as since taking over for John Hines when he was fired. I think it was 1916 and 3 or 4, something like that. But I think this team needs a new coach. And when you look at Gerard Gallant's resume, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and that would speak volumes of this organization really saying something about where they want to take this team. They want to win. Not saying that Nasreddine can't, but I'm just saying when you bring in a coach of that caliber, you could assume that this team's going to play that much harder and that much wanted to win for the Devils. So I did a couple of videos on this. I'll link them at the end if you want to watch them. I went into detail on one of them about the coaches that I prefer and their records that they had throughout the NHL. And Gerard Gallant and Pierre Laviolette are at the top of those lists. I prefer Laviolette because I like how throughout all the teams he's coached, he's had a longer tenure with each team. He's won a cup, and I like the way he is with the young kids. And Gerard Gallant, I like him too. He's a great coach. He works well with the young kids, but he tends to wear out his welcome rather quickly with each team he's coached. So that kind of worries me. We have a young team. I kind of want them to move forward with a stable coach and not have what we had years past where every year was a new coach coming in the organization, a new system to play and learn. I don't like that. I want our young players to grow and learn a certain system and take from there and go forward. But I like Gallant. I think he would, if he's the main choice for this, I think he'd do well. And, I like what Nasreddine's done too. I think the players have played well for him. Hopefully he can come back and assist as an assistant coach. But the thing is that once you are an assistant and then you go to a head coach, I don't think we want to go back for an assistant position. So he may look to try to become a head coach somewhere else, as there be a lot of positions open this year with certain teams. But hopefully he comes back. And I just wanted to discuss this because it was rather interesting news. I thought we'd hear more about this later into the off season, but with the NHL in hiatus, who knows what's going to happen? Especially with news, I don't know if they're gonna start up. I'll get into that later in the video because news was leaking yesterday and today about what's gonna happen, what potentially could happen. But I just want to see what's gonna happen with all the news. Is it gonna come really fast after the season ends in the playoffs? If it goes that far, we'll see. But I'm kind of interested. It came out today, and that spoke very highly of two things. This team wants to win. They want to get an established coach in here that can prove to be a winning coach, and I like how it is Tom Fitzgerald that did all the interviews and not the owners. Tom Fitzgerald is an interim GM, and I have a feeling he's going to become our GM. I really do, and I really like that because years past, whenever he was talking about all of our prospects, I grew to like Fitzgerald the way he would talk about them. He talked about them with such passion. Such vigor, like he wanted them to be into the NHL and into our big club. And I just like the way he's been around Binghamton, knows the ins and outs, and around the big club. I like how he's good in this organization. He's been under Shiro for a long time, and he's been around the NHL since he played. So I hope it's Fitzgerald. Every time a new GM was mentioned, his name was on every list. So he's very regarded in this area, and I hope he has a shot to become a GM. And it's also great that Marty's right under him and helping him out with his decision as well. Great tandem. So, what did they say about games resuming? The last I heard was that June is players may come back and start practicing for, they said 3 weeks, but I think it's going to be more, it's going to be the whole month. They need their skating legs. They're not doing, some of them aren't doing anything as of anything. They're not skating or anything. So it's going to take them a while to get back into game shape. I know a lot of them are a little pissed off because a lot of people overseas are starting to skate around and are able to go to rinks and skate. So it's going to take a while for them to get into game shape. So that's why they're saying June they come back, get that month to get their bodies ready, and then July is when they start. So my only worry is if once this thing starts happening and they're into that second, third week, hopefully you don't start hearing about cases starting up again. I know that because once that happens, it's gonna be shut down and done for the rest of the year. So they're saying that they're trying in 4 different locations. They may do without the fans first, and then integrate the fans in limited amounts as it progresses and see what happens. They listed 4 distinct areas where they might do games: Edmonton, Minnesota. Florida's one of them, and I didn't hear about the last one. I heard North Dakota or South Dakota, but then I didn't hear that when they were talking about this, and I forgot the 4th one. So, but they plan to finish the rest of the season, which is great for us. I want to see the rest of our games. I believe we had around 13 or so remaining, so it'd be great to see our players play and finish off the season and see what happens. And the draft is very interesting. As they said, it might be in June before the season starts. So how does that affect us with our extra first-round picks? We're not going to know if Vancouver's going to be in the playoffs to get one of our first-round picks. And I guess we'll know about Arizona because they're, we'll see what happens with that. If they don't get any wins in the lottery, then we get their pick as well. So are we looking at 2 first-round picks? Are we looking at 1 first-round pick and the rest of them next year? We'll see what happens with that as well. But that's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on. And I just wanted to say, if anybody has seen, Ty Smith had he had another great year playing in the WHL. 19 goals, 40 assists, 59 points. 4th in the WHL in scoring, and his 19 goals are 3rd amongst defensemen in that area, and that's a career high for him. And his last 25 games, he posted 42 points, so he had a great year. And he was named best defenseman among Western Conference's 10 teams, which makes him eligible to win top NHL defenseman, possibly back-to-back because he won it last year. So definitely a prospect we're all keeping our eye on. Hopefully he makes the big club, but either next year he'll play in the NHL or AHL as he's eligible to become a pro. Well, to turn pro based on, his age and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him to see if he could make the big leap next year to the team. And, we'll see. Hopefully we have hockey back, everyone. I thought this was rather good news on all fronts, talking about what's going to happen with hockey potentially and, what happens with, that they're actually talking about getting a head coach for our team for next year. So, thank you all for watching. Comment below, let me know what you think. Do you want Nasreddine? Do you want Gerard Gallant? Do you want Laviolette? Do you want a certain coach that you have in mind? Comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you all for watching. Please be safe out there. Hit that like button, comment below, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps it grow. And when you like the video as well. So thank you all. Have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy. Be safe.